Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Śrila Prabhupāda. Today we are going to relish this nectarian book, Bhakti, the Art of Eternal Love, by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrila Prabhupāda, Founder Acharya of International Society for Kṛṣṇa Consciousness. So let's continue from where we have left yesterday, at page 23. A person born in a Brahmana family or in the family of a dog eaters due to his past activities. If a person born in a family of a dog eater, it means that his past activities are all sinful. But if even such a person takes to the path of devotional service and begins to chant the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, is at once fit to perform the ritualistic ceremonies. This means that his sinful reactions have immediately become neutralized. It is stated in the Padma Purana that there are 4 kinds of effects due to sinful activities, which are listed as follows. Number 1, the effect which is not yet fructified. Number 2, the effect which is lying as a seed. Number 3, the effect which is already mature. And number 4, the effect which is almost mature. It is associated that all these 4 effects become immediately vanquished for those who surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, and became engaged in his devotional service in full Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Those described as almost mature refers to the distress from which one is suffering at present, and the effects lying as the seeds are in the core of the heart, where there is a certain stock of sinful desires, which are like seeds. The Sanskrit word putam means that they are almost ready to produce the seed or the effect of the seed. An immature effect refers to the case where the seedling has not begun. From the statement of Padma Purana, it is understood that material contamination is very subtle. Its beginning, its fruition and results, and how one suffers such results in the form of distress are part of a great chain. When one catches some disease, it is often very difficult to ascertain the cause of the disease, where it originated, and how it matured the suffering of a disease. However, does not appear of all a sudden. It actually takes time, and as in the medical field, for precaution's sake, the doctor injects a vaccination to prevent the growing of contamination. The practical injection to stop all the fructification of the seeds of our sinful activities is simply engagement in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Ajamila, a sinner saved. In this connection, Shukadeva Goswami speaks in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 6.2.17 about the story of Ajamila, who began his life as a fine and dutiful Brahmana, but who in his young manhood became wholly corrupted by a prostitute. At the end of the wicked life, just by calling the name of Narayana, Krishna, he was saved. Despite so much sin, Shukadeva points out this austerity, charity in the performance of ritualistic ceremonies for counteracting sinful activities are recommended processes, but that by performing them one cannot remove the sinful desire seed from the heart, as was the case with Ajamila in his youth. The sinful desire seed can be removed only by achieving Kṛṣṇa consciousness, and this can be accomplished very easily by chanting the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna mantra, as recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In other words, unless one adopts the path of devotional service, one cannot be 100% clean from all sinful reactions. By performing Vedic ritualistic activities, by giving money in charity, and by undergoing austerity, one can temporarily become free from the reaction of sinful activities. But at the next moment, one must again become engaged in sinful activities. For example, a person suffering from venereal disease on account of excessive indulgence in sex life has to undergo some severe pain in the medical treatment, and he is then cured for the time being. But because he has not been able to remove the sex desire from his heart, he must again indulge in the same thing and become victim of the same disease. So medical treatment may give temporary relief from the distress of such venereal disease. But unless one is trained to understand that sex life is abominable, it is impossible to be saved from such repeated distress. Similarly, the ritualistic performances, charity and austerity that are recommended in the Vedas may temporarily stop one from acting in a sinful way. But as long as the heart is not clear, one will have to repeat sinful activities again and again. Another example given in the Srimad Bhagavatam concerns the elephant who enters into the lake, takes the bath very seriously, cleansing his body thoroughly. Then, as soon as he comes onto the shore, he begins to take some dust from the earth and throws it over his body. Similarly, a person is not trained in Krishna consciousness cannot become completely from the desire for sinful activities. Neither the meditative yoga process nor philosophical speculation nor fruitive activities can save one from the seeds of sinful desire. Only by being engaged in the devotional service can this be done. There is another evidence in the 4th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam 4.22-39 where Sanata Kumara says, "My dear king, the false ego of human being is so strong that it keeps him in material existence as if tied up by the strong rope. Only the devotees can cut off the knot by the strong rope very easily by engaging themselves in Krishna consciousness. Others, who are not in Krishna consciousness but are trying to become great mystics or great ritual performers, cannot advance like the devotees. Therefore, it is the duty of everyone to engage himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness in order to be freed from the tight knot of false ego and engagement in the material activities. This tight knot of false ego is due to ignorance. As long as one is ignorant about his identity, he is sure to act wrongly and thereby become entangled in the material contamination. This ignorance of actual knowledge can be dissipated by Krishna consciousness, as is confirmed in the Bhatma Purana as follows. Pure devotional service in Krishna consciousness is the highest enlightenment, and when such enlightenment is there, it is just like blazing forest fire, killing all the inauspicious snakes of desire. The example is being given in the connection that when there is a forest fire, the extensive blazing automatically kills all the snakes in the forest. There are many snakes on the ground of the forest, and when the fire takes place, it burns the dried foliage and the snakes immediately attacked. Animals who have 4 legs can flee from the fire or can at least try to flee, but the snakes are immediately killed. Similarly, the blazing fire of Krishna consciousness is so strong that the snakes of ignorance are immediately killed. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarupyasya kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai.